Okay, so today we have a news post, a preliminary news post about Treasure Hunter's removal and kind of what this means, what's going to happen over the coming X amount of time. So let's dive straight in. So, first and foremost, the big announcements are going to be happening on November the 12th. So that's, a week or a week and a half away from now. And that is when we're going to find out the timeline of things like when is Treasure Hunter being removed, when is such and such happening, what is this going to do, etc., etc. There's a lot of questions and a lot of answers, and yeah, November the 12th is the big day. That's the same day that the petition ends, which has of course hit the 100,000 votes to remove Treasure Hunter and make the game a bit more integrity focused from now on. So down here, they're basically saying lots of items are going to be disappearing from the game completely. This means absolute full deletion. Like initially they'll be removed from sale, but then eventually, actually they've said somewhere that after January the 1st, 2027, so just over a year from now, so the grace period sounds like it's quite a long time, after that amount of time, then these items are going to be removed. So let's have a little look and see what these items are. So this is what they currently plan on fully removing from the game. They don't plan on deviating from this, but it basically includes things like Slayer creature wildcards. This is where you could essentially be on task for a creature without actually being on task. It was a little bit funky. Pulse cores disappearing, skill training dummies disappearing, cash bags, all sorts of lamps, combat training dummies, which is like slightly unfortunate in some ways because there were actually some like clever strats you could use, but honestly it's probably for the best. Yeah, more wild cards, dummy processors, that's where you could essentially use like 100 dummies at the same time and get some stupid like 13 million XP drop, so that's gone. Dwarven tools are going to be gone as well. These are things that could either give you double XP or double resources, and honestly both are really kind of broken, so glad they're going to be disappearing at some point. More lamps, fixate charge tokens. I'm hoping they'll be like repurposed in the archaeology shop or something perhaps. That would be quite nice, I think. Let's see what else is down here. Lots of lamps, knowledge bombs as well. So that's where you can kind of activate double XP for a bit, I think, or like 50% more XP, I think it was. Also, this is a big one, life refreshes. And guys, this may worry you initially. I forget what aura refreshes up here as well. They're not listed, but they might be. But life refreshes, and I think by extension aura refreshes, they've mentioned in a Reddit post, and Mod Ryan was talking about while these, while it may look scary that these are going to be removed, it may also be indicative of just signs of life changing their behavior. So for example, if you sign, what if it just automatically refreshed when you visited a bank? Something a bit like that. I mean, I added that part in, admittedly, but that's a potential thing that could happen, and they want to make these things redundant rather than make the players suffer, So something like visiting a bank could very well do that. This one is a little bit spooky, and they do answer this a bit down below. They mentioned that lucky equipment is going to be deleted from the game, and they've got to tread very carefully here because lucky equipment, like, people don't necessarily, or for the most part, people don't use it for actual combat gear. They use it exclusively for the looks. And they have said below that they kind of plan on doing something cosmetic-y with these afterwards. But this very much has to happen at the same time. Like, anyone who owns any of these should absolutely get them unlocked in the wardrobe for no additional cost. So I hope they can do that, otherwise people are going to be very unhappy. Mimic Kill Token is another weird one. I don't think these are... I mean, are they from MTX? I'm not sure. Like, you actually get these randomly while skilling, and while technically, like, the Mimic that you kill, like, it is the treasure hunter chest, essentially. It actually has some, like, somewhat mediumly useful rewards from it, and also a couple of cosmetics as well. So killing that completely, I would say, is a little bit odd, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't drop anything like MTX related, or maybe it does on Mainscape, because you can kill this thing on the iron as well and get stuff like a sacrifice scrimshaw, which is when you kill stuff you don't get loot but you get more XP. So you can get a few useful things there, so maybe they'll revisit that a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. Big thing here, guys, portables are disappearing, completely deleted. And ideally, I hope anyway, that their effects are going to be somewhat worked into the game world. Like maybe the various guilds around the game could have the benefits of these stations when skilling in them, or like Fort Ferint 3 is the prime candidate for portable effects being ported over. Not necessarily for the 10% XP, but for the resource saving. That is super important. And on top of that, the Brooch of the Gods item, which actually buffs portable effects, but it itself doesn't give portable effects. Oh, I should make a video on that. That grinds my gears, that does, but like maybe that could be changed to look a bit more like the League's version as well. I'll have to wait and see. Proteins, of course, completely deleted, but do remember, guys, you have a year to use these, so don't panic too much. But yes, proteins staying on the game, and one of the largest contributors to why resources in the game are not worth as much as they perhaps should be. And down here is just more wild cards, slated stuff, that's okay. Anything else that is relevant? I don't think so. But yeah, so basically XP lamps, proteins, all sorts of lucky items, which is weird again, but that's the stuff that is going to be gone, and they seem pretty dead set on that. Obviously, community discussions will probably play a part, but they are very much intending on removing every single one of those. And then down here, we have items that might be removed from the game, and here we go. So aura refreshes. They are looking at removing those, which, currently aura refreshes are very, very useful indeed, because you kind of need them to play the game. But I think this is another one of those, if we change how the system works, then these will become redundant. Like, imagine auras, you could just use them as much as you like. Ta-da! And then suddenly you wouldn't need the resets anymore, which I'd be a much bigger fan of. So do remember that when thinking about this. Death Touch Darts is an interesting one, because currently you get those from the Traveling Merchant. Same with D&D resets, actually, which are also, and these are also from rare drop tables. So Death Touch Darts, D&D tokens, even Dragon Trinkets as well. All of these three, the triple Ds, they're all from like rare drop table or Traveling Merchant. So these are currently obtainable in-game, but it seems like they want to delete them regardless, which is kind of interesting. The D&D stuff may be to do with the fact that they want to just massively rework the way that D&Ds function, or even remove them entirely, because when a D&D is the best way to train a skill, it's not ideal, let's be honest, especially if it's like the only way to train, like with divination, for example, if we exclude the dungeoneering element of that. Yeah, metal dragon trinkets as well. Silverhawks are going, that is, well, yeah, hopefully they're going to rework agility in some way to actually make it enjoyable and beneficial to train, because right now, at least on Mainscape, you guys just probably Silverhawk the hell out of everything, and I do not blame you one bit. And then the scary one here is Slayer VIP tickets. I'm hoping this is on the list because, once again, they might become redundant. Like, if there was an unlock somewhere, like a couple of 100 Slayer points that let you choose between 2 tasks, that would solve this problem. Because like currently VIP tickets, like, they are nice to have because they give you that choice between 2 different tasks. However, I like the reward space, but I'd rather it was something I could unlock. So hopefully that's what they're doing with that as well. Soul Reaper refresh, again, while it might sound scary that it's being deleted, like, what if you could just do as many Reaper tasks as you wanted every day in the first place? So then you wouldn't even need this one. So I'm hoping that's what some of these are doing on here. If it's not that, then maybe we need to go to the panic stations and see what's up. But yeah, for now, they do seem intent on making these things just either redundant or they're just bad for the game regardless. So we'll see how that goes. And as they say here, January the 1st, 2027 is when things are going to disappear. You'll have a very, very large warning before then, and that is, 225 items are being disappeared, which, well, That's a scarily large number, to be honest, so that is a bit wild. Here they also say they are potentially going to have things where players can convert their items in sort of like a well of integrity. So it could be like, you know, donate 10,000 proteins and get the XP for 1,000 of them instantly. Like, it could be something like that, just a way to clear your banks up a little bit from any MTX items. So that would be kind of interesting. And then here's the funny one. Okay, actually wait, not quite the funny one yet. Where is the funny one? So it's about treasure hunter keys. So 1 week prior to the removal of treasure hunter, you will no longer be able to purchase keys. And then where are you? Where are you? Ah, yes. I purchased Premier members, which includes additional daily keys as part of the offer. So I assume this is for legal reasons, but in one final showing of integrity, we will provide all bonus daily keys that you would have acquired over your remaining year of Premier membership in one delivery. So that means if you have renewed your membership like a little bit before this treasure hunter removal, you are in for a 300 plus key payday, which like I understand this one is for legal reasons, but my god, is it just... Oh, it's a disaster, guys. It's a disaster. So I assume in an ideal world, just those daily keys would just be gone. But yeah, this was part of the purchase promise. They're like, we'll provide you a bonus key every day. So if they just took that away, then I assume there's some legal repercussions there. So because of that, there's going to be a really, really funny day where people are going to be celebrating the removal of Treasure Hunter by using 300 plus keys that they just got for free and probably getting tens of millions of XP at the same time, which, yeah, it's funny. I understand it, but it's really quite funny. But other than that, there's not too much more here as far as I'm aware. There's the integrity roadmap that was coming up at, I believe, the beginning of next year. They plan on changing certain skills and how they're trained, like fixing the issues that people are running into early on, and issues that MTX stuff has very much bandaged over. So that is all quite exciting. Here's the lucky items one. Lucky items will be removed from gameplay at the end of the grace period. We will be exploring releasing these visual variants as cosmetic options in future. They've got to be very careful about this one, because I'm sure there are people that kind of design their outfits around these items, if they do happen to have them. So I really hope that they're going to do this properly, because this one in particular could make people very unhappy. But other than that, yeah, rune coins will remain, and kind of crazy, the oddments will be disappearing. So my Iron Man, even though it can't really access the oddment shop very well, it has over 600,000 of them. So in some ways, it's kind of sad to see those go, because it's just kind of funny, but it is what it is. And it looks like double XP is still going to be part of the game. However, there will not be one in February 2026. So it looks like there will be fewer double XPs, but they'll still happen sometimes. Maybe it'll go back to the 2 per year, maybe just 1 per year, I'm not sure. But that is about it on the news post. So hopefully this has been fairly insightful. Hopefully it's been a good second screen video for those of you that have got me over there. But yeah, let me know what you think about all of this. Let me know, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you mad? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to the big 300 key payday? Let me know, and let me know if there are any other items that you think either should or should not be on these lists. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon.